I wanted to go over my post that I made on Twitter. I did make this post on April 1st, but it wasn't an April Fool's joke, so I had to say that. There's advances science and magic on Cray. True, they could, but you know, it's up to the individual themselves. So I wanted to go over what people have been saying about this, because like, I don't know, 130, like, I think I've gotten like, are you serious? 21 that, wait, is that 21,000 views? Like, this guy has so much interaction on Twitter. It's just kind of funny. My man's famous. All I did was ask a question. I just wanted people's J1 opinion. So I asked people's opinion about KRYSRAIN. Is she bad or mid, or like people's audience genuine opinion? Because like, I'm still hyped for KRYSRAIN, but it's like everyone's like, yeah, like just reviewing like people's messages, it's kind of half. Like, people say, yeah, she's not bad, and other people's like, no, she's like awful. Let me see my quote. No, not my quote. Why can't I see my quote retweets? Oh, view quotes. Sorry, I mean, very slow. Yeah, it's basically like this. Let's do out by KRYSRAIN. Both is standard premium. Premium is gonna be kind of interesting, but basically, like, day one, it was just basically this. I'm like, I didn't think it would be this divided. I thought more people would be like, the deck is like, I thought more people said like the deck is good, just needs more cards. But yeah, put me on Stark's side. Damn, bros. I was just working on a brew on her yesterday. Yeah, so I kind of wanted to, if it's an OO's thread on it. Oh, really? So I kind of want to go over like what people like said, and you know, kind of transform it into like a video sort of. So we have 47 comments, but some people was just replying to others. It was just like, yeah, I didn't think this would be that like talked about. So so first we have the VTuber Reclusia. I don't know how to say her name, but she is a VTuber, so she thinks that KRYSRAIN is good. When KRYSRAIN is good, she has the best value riot line for lyrical. Basically, draw 2. LM has a lot of early game rush cards with high power line, enable you to enter turn 3 with 2 to 3 damages. Is already lethal for a 2 crit swing Vanguard. Pair with the DS, and you got a strong early aggro deck. I don't know what she means by DS, unless I'm just misunderstanding something. So I guess I kind of agree. You can't get like a good early game with KRYSRAIN, especially if you hit nice on her divine skill. Duh. So like, she's basically saying if you get like a good early game rush, and you know, there are times your opponent doesn't have a PG, you know, you just use KRYSRAIN's skill, they probably can't guard it, you hit 2 triggers and they just die. Like, that's why the decks that I play, or I mean, most people mulligan for a PG, I'm assuming, depending on your deck, right? But that's why in decks that I play, if I'm able to search a PG or have an R type, I will play that because I want that. So I'll probably go over these all of them. So so we might be here for a bit. So this person said he was just asking about vacuum or the deck in general. I said the deck in card. So he said I think the deck is solid because most people use mid equals bad. The issue is that it's kind of in the wrong time period. Like, this deck would have been top tier for sure in Jet Ava meta, but it just feels like she doesn't have anything better than other decks at the current moment. True, I agree. I think that like like the decks that are out now for Japan, like DZ set 1, I don't think it was this like stally or like long game oriented, but now since like Ava got her promo and you know, the new decks in set 2, I think the game's starting to drag on a little bit more. So this is probably like a good environment for KRYSRAIN, but other decks just do it more consistently. He made a whole thread on my Discord, which I'll read it. I'll read it like sometime soon, but I just want to get through the Twitter post. So Kay had a lot to say about this. So I think this like kind of sums it up for the most part. Okay. I'm going to come out and say that her being a 3+1 attack deck is not even a problem. Zorga is at 2 and is incredibly strong. KRYSRAIN suffers from 2 issues. The first is having a good Energy Blast sync. You can only resolve Energy Blast cycle 4 times a game, and the Persona effect is pretty bad. Hold on. No, that's just... Okay, no, it's pretty bad, to be honest. Means you just have an axis of Energy Blast where the deck struggles with CB usage, and an EB 3 through 4 to countercharge with another good effect will go a long way for her to be able to use the access Energy Blast immediately. The second part is that pre-DZ2, her rears were pretty pitiful. The new grade 2... Oh wait, he continues... Hold on. Oops, sorry, not that. I think he was saying the new grade 2 like sorta helps that. Okay, the new grade 2 is going to be cut down to 2. I'm not going to read all the replies, but yeah, I think he's trying to say like the new grade 2 like kind of helps facilitate her like her early game, and to be able to like she doesn't have a new sync for Energy Blast, but yeah, just getting that interaction. I mean, I just asked a simple question. Next, okay, Wolfrin. So I don't think the card is bad. She's basically a CB1 to go +2 crit, and a divine skill generates a ton of value. She just needs a more efficient way to spend generate energy, and this is too expensive for a skill. I could buy it a bit more since the new grade 2 is free, but still, yeah, like she has so much energy, you don't know what to do with like the excess energy, but Marilyn uses so much energy, and like you have to like her cost is Energy Blast 4 for a 4th attack. It's consistent, but it uses so much energy. So okay, now Famous Zero, he says the only part I disagree with is the energy usage. You have 2 different rear guards that need Energy Blast 3, but remember, you passively get another 3 energy. So if you use the Ines in that grade 3, yeah, you're going to use the 6 energy in that turn. But after turn 3, you generate 6 energy every single time you're using KRYSRAIN's skill, and you're getting the energy charge. So like sometimes you don't have either one of them, so you have just 3 extra energy or whatever. So I mean, I see what you mean, but it just depends on like what the situation is. I think people forgot what a bad deck looks like. It has a lot of plussing, and the set 2 cards are very good. The divine skill attack lock is inherently bad, as other decks have said. Zorga has this, and he's still good. She's just lacking the support he's had for ages. Just needing more cards that doesn't cost CB, like the grade 2, I mean like the set 2 triple R or a counter charger, or just more energy based effects to use the energy charge 3 she gets every turn. She's incredibly fun to pilot, and I think she'll age much better than people think. Usually both a turn means you gain 6, lose 6. It's a net even, so as long as you see both. Yeah, if you see both, that's the thing. Since you're like running, you don't have to run like Highlander, but you know, you can run like a certain amount of cards of each. You might not see either or it just depends on it. Ingrid and KRYSRAIN. I think you should use Ingrid and KRYSRAIN. Like, I don't know why some people are just like not using Ingrid and KRYSRAIN. Ines could call Ingrid from the deck and it countercharges 1. She goes back in the deck. And then if you have something like Yuka to get Ines back, you just get Ines back. You know, your deck will be shuffled from some effect or something. Call Ingrid again. It's an ATK attacker like almost every turn. The bigger issue is CB. The deck CB is far too much while consistent CC usages. Yeah, I understand. Yeah, I see. Because like if you use her and then Ines, it's just a lot of CB like every other turn. Ingrid CCs, but you have to call it from deck, which only Ines could do. Or like you get other cards that call it from deck. But you can use the grade 2 from set 1 that countercharges if you play the order. So we have Curly. Curly said, I think she's okay. Her biggest weakness obviously being her divine skill, not seeming as powerful as the others, and her weakness is to the popular decks in the format. She definitely requires way more effort than any other decks for less payoff. For the most part, I think she should be played as much as slower paced tempo deck, considering she generates energy and draws, but those don't really do well right now. That said, I will probably aim to build her like crazy aggro of a bunch of funny high layer tricks to get a big number early, so she's better off spot 13, better spot tier 3 through 4. Grade 2 energy cycler if washer block. Any other CB cards? Text that. Yeah, I mean, you could run the energy cycler and stuff too. Yeah, I see what you mean. I mean, oh yeah, you can't wall washer block too, because like the deck doesn't even use any soul, so you have access soul for washer block. Plus on Persona Right, you get more power. But yeah, I kind of like, I think the thing is with her divine skill, it's so telegraphed, right? Like with the other divine skills, other than like, well, Welstra isn't really telegraphed because you could just use it. Everyone else isn't telegraphed because you could just use it whenever you want, pretty much. But with KRYSRAIN, oh, if they're swinging with their second rear column first, oh yeah, they're gonna use their divine skill. So you're gonna be able to prepare for that. When like unless you're gonna play suboptimally, like swing with Water Light and KRYSRAIN, and then use the divine skill and just leave the other rear guards by itself, like, I don't know, you're just playing suboptimally unless you're trying to trick them. But her divine skill is really telegraphed. If we got something like, I don't know, I don't know what you could do to like make it less telegraphed. I think it's just doomed for that. I think she's doomed from that unless they do give more support cards for her. But overall, I do think like she just needs better cards, but like building towards like a more aggro beginning, and then like, you know, Lyrical has a lot of good tempo cards. I think Lyrical has a lot of good tempo cards. It's just that Vanguard's not, I mean, Vanguard is a tempo based game, but the decks in the meta just don't care, right? Like you're going to get restand on from Viagra, whatever the Dragon Empire divine skill is. Some decks just grind you out like Luard or Reziel, and like they don't really care, sort of, and they can kind of aggro you back just because their generics are just as strong, if not stronger. So that's it from Paladin Rider. I think a deck that can reliably only perform 4 attacks for a once per game skill isn't that great in the meta, while other decks can easily do that every turn or perform more attacks like Shiranui. I think Shiranui's restands were just a mistake in design overall. Like, it's clearly a mistake. I will say I'm excited for KRYSRAIN. Yep. I don't know. I'm more excited for KRYSRAIN personally. The other divine skill bosses are interesting. Yeah, I mean, I like Reziel the most, probably. That's not other than just for Lyrical. But yeah, like Shiranui just gets free restands for no reason, so. Next from Cray, she isn't having love with me, just kidding. Yeah, amazing. And then we got from Trinity. Its divine skills and extra attack, making it a 4 attack deck. This has proven to be not enough and is non-existent in the metagame. Down bad. Exactly. The metagame. Along to just losing to PGs, and if you whiff important pieces, then you have no follow-up outside of meager means. Making this a 4 attack deck based around a divine skill was a joke, and I knew it was bad as soon as they revealed it. The trial deck grade 3 can extend further than this triple R. So technically all points that this is 3 attack plus 1, which is inherently weaker than any other forms of multi-attack. True. Bill Diver Dolls, what KRYSRAIN wish it was. I mean, actually, out of like, I'll probably try to build it if it's not expensive, right? Technically 0 attack plus 1/+1. Yeah, if you call Idas, battle phase, but that's just awful. For herself, which most of the lyrical decks can't do, other than like a few cases. Feno can herself, but you know, Feno's kind of like, you know, play your orders. Hopefully, you know, your opponent can't guard. Okay, next we have Alex 2. I think it's just one thing, yeah. So Locky KRYSRAIN's forward attack beyond her divine skill is bad, and unlike Feno, she doesn't have any redeeming qualities to get away with being a 3 attack deck. I have no idea what she's trying to achieve. KRYSRAIN doesn't have a real game plan besides turtle herself to deck out. I don't think that's true, in my opinion. Bushiroad does have an idea what she wants her to do. It's just that I think, you know, some of the Stride decks and other decks in the format just don't care, and they'll just kill her before, you know, she gets to that point of getting to actually using the divine skill, or just, you know, whittling down the opponent. But he does follow this up with another post. Here's a list of extra example cards for KRYSRAIN support that may actually help. Multi-attack, CC, extra crit, or a soft fix for a divine skill. There's something for everyone. So Strides were a mistake for D. I don't think Strides were a mistake. I think the crest not nerfing power or doing something different, you know, was a mistake. I don't think Strides were a mistake. So he's just Tito. A Restander can help, which I can agree. I think this one gives counter charge. I don't know what the effect is. I don't know what this card does either. Probably gives like extra resources. And like changing the divine skill to do something else, like you call 2 or something, maybe. But I do like that, you know, instead of just fully bashing, there's a list of like suggestive cards that could probably improve KRYSRAIN. I do agree for the most part. Next we have from Jong. Energy Blast heavy. New BT support make the deck more viable though. Did you want the Patroka PR? The promo? I don't even have Patroka. I have to get Patroka soon. But if so, yeah, I would definitely like it. I don't think the deck is heavy Energy Blast though. Like, if anything, like the cards that support or cards that you play do have Energy Blast though. Oh, for the Dark States grade 2, camera soul, look at the top 3 cards of your deck. Put up to all to soul. If you add 1, draw. Oh, this unit's crit is 1 or less. Gain 5 cannon crit. Oh, yeah. Like, so allowing rears to get a crit and adding additional pressure. Yeah, I do agree. I agree with that. Is set order lets her reuse her divine skill every Persona this turn. Now, Silver, I don't think that's fair. Why would they allow KRYSRAIN, the only one of the ever faded changing one, I mean, out of the faded ones, to use her skill twice? It's a once per turn skill. All right, I know Lyrical Bermuda likes to break the rules, but we can't be breaking that. Like, no. When we do our next thing, sure, Spec. Okay. For Smooth Pickle, the fact you need different names is just bad in practice. Your curse should run lots of different names to get all the effects, but this will hurt consistency and strength because they said it twice. It doesn't mean it will be terrible, but it definitely doesn't help at all. Bro, Keter Divine has like 3 to 4 extra PGs. Well, that's not the divine skill, sir. That's the auto ability. Rules are out the window. No, listen, that's not the divine skill. That's her auto ability. That they just added that. And besides, Morphonica has 3 to 4 extra PGs, so it's fine. Now, for this comment, not really. Highlander works for Bermuda, Illyrical, and like it doesn't ruin consistency. Yeah, it kind of just makes deck building not super cookie cutter. Like, yo, I'll just play, you know, 4 of this order, I draw 2 cards. I'll play 4 of this order that calls a card because I played the order. I'll play 4 of a dog that just gives me more draw. I'll play 4 of this, just gives me more draw. That is necessarily bad because, like I said, it works for Highlander and Bermuda. But by consistency, I think you mean like probably getting specific cards. It does hurt the deck a little bit, but mostly you can play 3 to 4 of a card if you need to. It just checks different names. As long as you're not calling 2 of the same cards, I don't think it's an issue. Like, most decks would probably try to play different names unless it's like a very important card, like, you know, like Trick Moon or something like that. She needs a rear guard, lot to hurt. It says when it attacks, boost it, bounce a card, and call a card. Yeah, like if there was a card like that, you get your 4th attack outside of divine skill. You're able to reuse that grade 2 twice too. Oh no, you can't. I mean, you could, but yeah, like if it was something like an archetypal like Spica, yeah, sure. Next from Vox 207. Many non-divine deck can already do 4 to 5 attacks. Prism is already a 5 attack deck. It is not once per game. True, but I think Prism is just unfair how they made it. Here's what I said, right? Yeah, but like the fact that, you know, for a whole cost of Soul Blast 1 bounce 2 units, yeah, very fair. And then they just get free shield on grade 3, like, and then you get a free counter charge. I think Prism is made very differently from KRYSRAIN. I mean, Felty has always been fortified. Attack deck Felty is RNG, okay? Felty is RNG, yeah. I'm like, your front row is clear. You tackle Felty, do 2 drive checks. Oh, you look, they're both triggers. I guess I got 3 attacks. I guess his deck is just bad now. But Felty's been 4 to 5 attacked by RNG, right? The 50 card deck thing did help her, but it did help her slightly. But you know, I hand tested it. I'm like, man, this deck still sucks if it still takes 2 triggers. Kyoka would be better than KRYSRAIN. I don't know. Kyoka's like, for when I was playing Kyoka, I always had to draw the God Hand. I always had to draw Melty, Eileen. Well, 2 grade 1s plus Melty on turn 2 to even stand a chance, right? What helped her was more better targets. Oh, true. Yeah, there's more better targets. True. Laura also does 4 to 5 attack, turn 4 onwards with some restrict, crit pressure, and big Vanguard. Yeah, but Laurel's slow by nature. Well, okay, she can be slow by nature. Well, she was at first, until her dress up, that you could speed it up a little bit to get the crit and garbage strength, but it's not high power. But we're talking something like Prism that could just, you know, your opponent's grade 3. No. Wait, hold on. Where's my deck? I don't think Prism. Hold on. No, you're able to do it like where your opponent's grade 2. So become a Laurel main. I mean, I didn't draw my time with actually I could because I am getting Yuika soon. But overall, I see what he's saying. I see what he's trying to say. Is like she only gets 4 attacks, but is locked once per game. Is kind of poopy. So the 4th attack should be yeah. I know it shouldn't be locked behind a divine skill. Look at the drive. I mean, that card just says CV1 reset, get extra drive. Like, yeah, very, very fair. It's just better Overlord. Christopher says 3 attack deck. It's 4 attack technically. 3 plus 1. But yeah, I see what he means. He said, I mean, this person said that's Dora because she lost to Welstra. I mean, I think that's just the anime. 3.1 deck. Yes, it's a 3.1 attack deck. Weakest 4th attack deck of all time. Now, I don't think that's true, Koromai. Like, you get a crit, you get some high power. But it can't just be PG'd. But that's the point of the deck, to force the PGs out. But I do get what they mean. Next we have Industrious Illusions, because Prism does pretty much the same thing but much better. I mean, I think Prism is just made unfair, right? Like, Prism is just kind of unfair. Like, the only way you beat Prism is if they whiff. or they get unlucky. The Great Garbage Strict, yeah, the Great Garbage Strict helps a lot for KRYSRAIN, but with Prism, like, I think the deck was just built unfair. Like, it's not busted. I just think the kind of skills are just kind of ridiculous in standards context. The only way you lose with Prism is like if you lose to yourself, your opponent like high rolls you. Apex, just give KRYSRAIN a turn around P. No, nah, bros, we can't do that, bro. We have Black Maya already. We don't need more PG effect restricts. All right. Alplex said she gets 1 big turn and then majorly runs out of gas, and plenty of device skills can survive that 1 turn. She falls victim to the classic OTT's problem of being good at grinding but lacking the proper aggro to close games in said grind games. Now, that's not true. I don't think that's true. KRYSRAIN has a very good early game if you get the right cards. Okay, reverse. Your opponent can only guard with PGs for the whole turn. There we go. Yeah, if you can only guard with PGs, it's making it even worse. I don't think that's true. We recently KRYSRAIN just got the new grade 2. You're able to increase your aggro. Also, like I said, KRYSRAIN also refunds your energy blast costs. So if you use energy in the early game to like draw or something later on in the future, you're able to do that. KRYSRAIN does have the aggro, I will say, because your whole her Rye specifically, just allows you to just call cards for no cost. So you're able to just, you know, aggro early. And like I said, literally calls Yuika, Strega to call cards if you play the order and stuff like that. If the divine skill was a no PG attack and the 4th attack was just something, she would have been fine normally. True. Give her a Mizukaze garbage strip. Y'all asking for death. Alright? Y'all asking for death. You really want KRYSRAIN to just kill everybody? That card will be banned so quickly. Next from Hayden, pretty much what most are saying, telegraphed with not a huge payoff yet. Give her a set or 2 and hopefully she'll have an answer to the no CC and too much energy. Multi-attack isn't what she needs. More control elements to make her big swings matter. Yeah, exactly. I don't think, you know, doing a turn like no PG or only PG only is the way to go. That's how Piano got banned in Premium and in V. So we don't need that. Like, I think if rearguard's getting crit or like a rearguard just restood by itself and you keep doing that every turn, right? I think it will dwindle down their hand, and that might be enough. Give KRYSRAIN a V Die Kaiser. Yeah, like that. Like maybe didn't the V Die Kaiser like give the Vanguard a crit or give itself a crit? Hashtag bring back piano. We are not bringing back piano, bros. That's why I said no PG only for her attack since on the Dark 6 one. Yeah, if it's for her herself, like she'll probably have to be boosted by like a specific grade 1. I wouldn't like. I'd rather her to have that than trying to do like both at the same time, because that's kind of awkward. Also, I just think that's just unhealthy. But yeah, something like that for like when you use your divine skill, something like that. Maybe the card she calls, you can't use sentinels or something like that if you use that effect. Maybe, but we'll see. But I agree. As a boss unit, mediocre in D, it just playable premium reindeer. Of course, I haven't been really keeping up with Cardfight Vanguard, so I don't know how good Lyrical's Energy Blast effects are. That itself would be what would make this deck playable. Yeah, something like that. Break PGs if you drive check to a different grade. Wait. Oh, that was the effect. Now, if they gave KRYSRAIN extra drive, maybe, but I don't know. They want to be breaking PG effects for KRYSRAIN. I can see that if they do that for DP though. Like if they want to do that. Even though Die Kaiser isn't coming back yet, I can still see them doing that. I have like almost no water left. Yeah. The thing is like, well, KRYSRAIN Premium doesn't seem that good now. I think Ines is a good card, but like you can't use Energy Premium, so. Called the rear arcade drives. We have like, what, we have 1, 2. We only have 2 decks to Lyrical that give a Rigard drive checks. Yeah, we only have 2 decks. That wouldn't be bad either. But then you will most likely definitely get PG. How can we make the divine skill better? I mean, I truly don't think it's a divine skills issue. Like, I don't think the problem is with her divine skill. A lot of people say her divine skill is just not that good. I can understand compared to something like, you know, Blagmire, you can't PG or use the auto effects. But like, I think it's like the support cards, in my opinion. I think her divine skill is fine. But I don't think it's a divine skill. I think it's just like we need better units. Kazu Uchiha says, well then, such an old card for I haven't played since G units of G Vanguard. I don't know what some of this stuff means. I feel you. Call the video divide skill issue. I'm saving that. Thank you. I'm taking that. Thank you. Thank you, Silver. Aiko Megumi said, in my opinion, KRYSRAIN is more about the versatility of her skill that is mass fed. Her crit draw energy charge is just a resource with the flexibility of putting 50k on any unit that can control the game. You can make your opponent guard either 2 crit Vanguard high power rear guard. Don't forget the grade 1 guard restrict. For counter charge, you can get that with other cards. Oh, she gets 15k? I thought she gave 10k. Oh, she gave 15k. Bows. I'm also taking that phrase now. Exactly, divide skill issue. It's 15. I thought it was 10. So the grade 2 is going to be a 30k attacker? That's crazy. I thought it would just be a 25k attacker. No, it's going to be a 30k attacker. Okay. Okay. Let me go back to the person. It was Kaze? No, it was this. Yeah. Yeah, I agree. I don't know why I thought it was 10k. It's decent. That's all I can say. Definitely good gimmick. Yeah. I mean, not much to say about that. Strata said her divine skill can easily be blocked C weaker for only one turn, and then after divine skill, she not got many good options. I mean, after the divine skill, it's not like you can't play the game, right? I think like you could still play the game, in my opinion. Like you're yeah, you can't like fully return all of your regards back, but I still think you can still play the game. To remake our speaking English good. Oh my god, please. Like, I know I can't read or can't pronounce anything, but reading people's comments out loud, I have to reread them. I'm like, yeah. Okay. 4th attack block by 1 per game. That's all I have to say. They didn't even answer my question. Just 4th attack block by 1 per game. Not God, that made me post that. Musane Mana said, I just like Patroclo more. Didn't answer the question, but I respect your opinion. Pharaoh said, compared to all the other faded cards, she does not have a really solid support or game plan. Yes, you have 15k draw crit pressure for 1 CB, but I need to have 4 other units with different names. Device skill needs 1 particular unit to be in your hand. Whimsy May to be a threat. I think that's the 15k 28k attacker. I think she's a squirrel. I don't know. Need 4 different unit names. Literally the Vanguard and 3 other regards. Wait, hold on. You need 5? Nah, forgetting her skill. If you have 2, you perform 1. If you have 5, perform all instead. Oh, 5. So 4 regards. That's all. Like, I don't think it's that difficult. Unless you just get unlucky. 5 unit names, yeah. Okay. Then we got Gensip Impact. Isn't it she a 3 attacks deck with our divine skill? Yeah, she's a 3 attack deck. Like, I think my biggest issue is everyone's harping on a multi-attack, but like we have a deck like Zorga that, yeah, he can multi-attack, but it's literally just Roman Prison Dragon critting you to death in the other rearguards. Bob's also 3 deck attack. Bob's a 3 deck attack, but it's bad because only like your only main pressure is from Bob's herself. Yes, if you look at quantity over quality, then yeah, she's mid, but her whole point is to count all your opponent's PGs. Exactly. Like I said, I didn't even know. I just forgot that KRYSRAIN gave 50k power. That other rearguard's gonna sweep for 30 plus, and like your gray ones in the deck are mostly going to hit over 13k. So are you going to no guard it, or are you going to call more than 3 cards or 2 cards to guard that rearguard column if you're at high damage? Yet the deck can also call cards early game, and you can bounce it back safely, have that new triple R grade 2, or even call more. Like, yeah, she's bad in the sense like, oh yeah, you can't do more than like 3 attacks. The divine skill does 1, but the rearguards are hitting over 33 or they're hitting over 33 or over 30k per lane. If depending on what cards you run in the deck, which you should be running those cards in the deck that hits over those numbers. So like, yeah, 3 attacks being 33k plus is pretty good. Exactly. Like, bro, we're still at unless you're Prisms or Ava, or you just heal. You're not gonna have the hand size to guard all of that. Like, I remember, I think I was playing with what Charmo usually does that with 4 to 3 drives of the swings. Charmo need I call Charmo Rish's dot deck because that deck cannot function without that card. Literally, I mean, like if you take her out of deck, the deck is infinitely worse. If you have Rish's, yeah, you can do the same thing. Possibly 5 Renalty. That's if you high roll, right? But the thing with Char mode, right? I'm not sure. I haven't played Char mode. I haven't even seen gameplay. I've only, well, I have seen gameplay. That's a lie. Like, I don't think Char mode like gives that much resources to hand. Your hand is very fragile. I fixed KRYSRAIN. Check DM. Sir, hold on. I can't be leaking it. Oh, hold on. Give me a second, guys. He actually edited some stuff. Hold on. I gotta bring up Discord on my side. Okay. Here we go. So this is Brawl's solution to fixing KRYSRAIN. Auto at the auto at the end of the battle. This unit attack the Great Deer Guardian unit. Return all regards to your head. Choose up to one card. Up to one unit card for hand. Call the regards circle to the end of turn. Increase or decreases that unit's power. It crits to match this unit, so you just remove the divine skill. Yeah, very spammable indeed. It truly is a divine skill issue. Hold on, let me close this out. It truly is a divine skill issue. I'll play Char mode. Yeah, you gotta dig so hard to reach the threshold to get the that fourth attack for Char mode. Like, I don't think it's that hard because, you know, Rusha just gives 10k, you know, gets a free persona ride. Literally takes like all the support card, like all those other support cards from set 4. Why play them? Rusha just does the work for you. But unfortunately, my better half likes it too much. Oh yeah, Sophie does really like it. Yeah, it's not hard. I see why it's played in Japan, just because you can just high roll your opponent to oblivion that early. Prisms can't. I mean, Prisms can do that, but I don't know. Like, you can play Rushes at Prisms. I think she's more effective in Prisms. She's just as effective in Prisms as in Char mode. But anyway, next, again, not even answer my question. Once per game, multi-attack. Much to say. Next, we got Yami-Hami, a 3-attack deck that has a 2 CB, 3 energy blast per turn, average and no CC. The Great Wall Troubadour bypass is counterintuitive to the main goal of that unit, pressure hands. The Ryline is randomized calling, else nothing. I can understand a Ryline. Hold on, wait. Let me search up her Ryline. I'm pretty sure you cannot call triggers from her line. Okay, hold on. I'm pretty sure you cannot call like triggers from her Ryline. No. Specifically to grade 2. Oh, Musetta. Normal unit? Yeah, I thought so. Okay, I wasn't crazy. You can't call trigger units. You can call your PG, but we got options to return out to hand. Roll upon. Yeah, the right line is normal unit equal less, if not out of hand. Right. So you just add a trigger to your hand. So the only thing is call it PG, but we have cards that bounce it back. So that one, it's random, but I don't think it's that bad. Literally calls it PG in the anime. I mean, listen, that girl is special, right? It bounces it. She bounced it with the divide skill, not Yuiko, right? I mean, I don't even remember what she did. The Great One Troubadour is counterintuitive. I can see that just because you like the Great One Troubadour is sort of counterintuitive, just a little bit. She ran Yuika too. I know she ran Yuika. It was in the anime, but I don't remember she like bounced it with Yuika. But I binged the whole anime in one night. I mean, I've even watched the newer episodes, so I'm like, what is this stuff going on with Akina and his sister? Like, I don't know what's going on. I'm just gonna wait until like the season's finished and I'll watch it all like in one go. So I can kind of see it being counterintuitive, because if you want them to PG, just let them PG, right? Why make them waste those cards and then call the card that got a crit and then they PG the crit rear guard? I can see what he means by that. Just let them do it. I think it's like, I think if they have too much cards in their hand, I think that's when you should use it, right? Because if they can just PG and save all cards in their hand, you rather want to cut down their hand first and then, like, you know, keep track if they have a PG or not, if they drove check it or like added it from an effect or something. I don't think it's that counterintuitive. It's just that on your kill turn, it's kind of counterintuitive to use it. But I see what he means. Does he even cook PGs? Wait, I'm sorry. I'm getting gaslit. I definitely need to read her effect again. Let me bring it up. Good thing I'm on wiki. Okay, I have it right here. What is it? When your opponent would call cards without Sentinel. Oh, no, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm forgetting half of the effects. I haven't played the deck yet. I'm so sorry. Yeah, so if they would call cards without Sentinel, they have to call 3 or more. But they did call it, they just call it. It doesn't cook it. It just forces them to call more cards, right? If they're just trying to like one card guarder or something. I don't know. But I do agree with the 2 CB though. Depending on your skills, I do agree with that. We got Egregious Hamon. She forces them to use grade 3s, which is nice. Yeah, some decks need their opponent grade 3s. She's mid because only Whimsy can make assurance that his divine skill will hit with her. You mean her? Its divine skill will hit with her ability, but also not preventing PG. I guess. 3 different grades, so if you only have grade 0 here, you're kind of screwed. Yeah, that's also true. Like, your opponent might only be saving triggers. Oh, I use a skill. Well, either you're PG or, you know, don't. Or just, like, if you don't have any PG, like, this also means if your opponent doesn't have any PGs, you just, you know, use the effect. Oh, I only got, like 5 grade 0s and like a grade 2. I guess I lose. it can like soft their hands sometime too, depending on like what deck they're playing too. But that's not preventing PG. I mean, like, okay, am I missing something? Who is Whimsmay? Is it the grade 3? I thought so. I won't even be playing this card. I mean, earlier, like when I first reviewed the card, I said maybe, but I wouldn't play this card because it's another Counter Blast. It's just for 23k attacker's not that bad though for a Counter Blast. Is it buy a PG, please? Yeah, pretty much. More CB cards exactly what the deck needed. Yeah, because they're not playing Ingrid. Next we have Mick Megane. He's also a YouTuber. He does actually stream, like, whenever new cards come out, he actually streams like himself playing it and doing other stuff as well. So I do respect him in doing that. He does play the lyrical decks as well. So she's decent but has a few issues. She's a one-trick pony. Her divine skill is she runs out of bubblegum. Realm can carry the deck basically, in my opinion. No realm, no life. Lacks things. 3 attack decks are quite hard to pilot, but usually have a good toolbox. She's missing out at the moment. Oh, I like this comment. Again, I don't think you run out of bubble gum if you use the divide skill. You kind of lose your like surprise factor. I do agree with him saying about the grade 1 after we just discussed it. Yeah. If you don't have the card, you're kind of like you're not manipulating your opponent's hand. She does have a decent toolbox. Not that great. I mean, I could be wrong. I don't think her toolboxing is that good, but she's missing that toolbox. I'm here to create you bubblegum, and I'm all out of bubblegum. True. True. I did think refer to Sienna line. I don't think the Sienna line is needed. Unless you're like in a super heavy aggro meta. I don't think you need a Sienna line with KRYSRAIN. Elvie's also a good way to force opponent cards because she's... Oh, yeah. Most people don't really like playing Elvie, but I would say this. If you don't give the power to KRYSRAIN, you give the power to Elvie. 28k with like a 13k booster on hit ICC. Now your opponent has 2 options: A, guard it; B, give you the CC. That's the only 2 options they got. I was thinking of making her a control deck. Yeah, like a control. I guess so. I guess Sienna can help, but you're not getting that CB early, which some decks will like to call cards to, like give you the extra CB you need. But I see what you meant. But I do like Elvie. Also, Elvie protects your other rear guards by her being targeted first as well. But yeah, I agree with his points other than the first one. Next, from Plot. It's a lyrical card, obligated to hate it. Okay, that's the hate. That's not even answering my question. Moving on, the TCG Addict 2. Really, I think she's oh, look at common hater. Really, I think she's what Highlanders should be. Give you a bunch of benefits of your deck being a pile. In her divine skill hurts. It is so bad if her support itself supported more attacks, such as bounce to call to hand. Bounce to hand and call. Then her divine skill wouldn't feel so bad. So she's a really good card. It's just the downside of having her divine skill being a regular ass skill that did need a once per game attached to it. Her divine fed, it could have should been different. Okay, my bad. What's up, Amagi? Hello. Oh wait, Amagi. If you ain't doing anything, like if you're ever in a mood to just doodle something, could you just do like a meme with KRYSRAIN saying divine skill issue or something like that? Trinity, not Trinity. Silver thought of it. I love how the $100 deck in set 2 might be better than a $600 divide deck. You're welcome. Exactly. What are you talking about, bros? Serenity. It's okay if I just call you Moon. Oh, okay. If you ever like bored one day, just do something like KRYSRAIN divine skill issue. Literally, because most of the stories people just complain about the device skill issue. Moon. Oh, the punt deck. I mean, we'll see if it actually does something. Okay, but get back on topic with the comment. Let me see. Give you a bunch of benefits for today. I mean, I do agree. If we got like some kind of multi-attacker, I'm okay with that. She's really good. Oh yeah, is this a divine skill? Is divine skill issue? Everyone. I muted someone. I muted them? It's basically a 3-attack deck without a gimmick. Example, Bob's until recently Prison. Now Prison, I think Prison went a bit too far with a restand there. Prison was already annoying as is with the deck, but now it just got Prison control. Yeah, Prison's a control deck. Yeah, they just made it like, nah, just make the restander. Make the front row just restand. Have 2 of them. Now we're Mordred back. We're back in 2016, 15, whatever he came out in. But yeah, which was my point before. Prison's a control deck until you call that grade 2. All right. High risk, low reward. In depth, Locket's main skill behind a high rigor count is already bad, but bad enough. But then you also have the different names, which forces you to play many cards in hand already, so that becomes a problem. And his divine skill being the only way to punish hand is awful, because now what, you're down a skill and ironically having a useless lockable 4th attack. People do know you draw a card every turn, all right? If you have 4 or more. No, you can perform one of the skills. You can have no cards, right? And perform one of the skills. So like, at minimum, you can counter blast 1 to draw a card of energy charge 3 if you need to build resources. If not, you could always just give your KRYSRAIN a crit or choose one of your units to give 15k power. Like, if you have nothing, literally, you could just use the divine skill just to get resources. Also, like, she's kind of generic. Like, if I ever want to meme and just put her minion for whatever god reason, I can get an extra attack. Historically, Prison has been the main control deck, and making them overpowered support basically people except for Tomari isn't my fault. It isn't. But I mean, people do realize you can just have no cards and you just cowboss 1 to get one of these effects, right? You don't need the whole effect. Like, it's good to get the whole effect, but you can just cowboss 1 to just draw a card, get energy charge 3 if you want. To replenish hand with the divine skill, I mean, I guess, but that's why KRYSRAIN draws, and that's why like you should be playing cards that just replace itself in the deck. Like Ines adds another card to board, that's different, but we're getting more cards that just draw. So we're at the point in the game where only doing 3 attacks per turn is bad, and sometimes even 4 is not enough for pushing. Other than this, she wastes too much TB with no counter charging, and has some consistency issues from relying on a few car copies. Okay. This is for Dr. Verde. As a nation, Lyrical shares some identities. Sorry, with Bermuda Triangle. It's not Vanguard centric. There's close to 0 board control. Usually, you rely on pieces you draw, and you're vulnerable against board removal. Let me see. Attacks a bunch of times, Kyrie Herminia Prism, or some very consistent gameplay with very good pushing numbers like Willissa, Charmo, and Letitia. While I feel KRYSRAIN does none of these. Not necessarily true. Like what Kay said with Zorga, 3 attacks can be fine, but those 3 attacks have to have a lot of pressure power. Yeah. Also, Vanguard centric. Letitia's Vanguard centric. Okay, if you remove the bread girl, she's still swinging, right? What's also Vanguard centric? I mean, Laurel, if you remove the reset, she's still Vanguard centric, right? She still gets a lot of power. It's just her order allows you to get more multi attacks. Like, Lyrical is a differentiation from Bermuda Triangle, but we're able to have like more of this stuff now, like retire stuff. Felty kind of is. Felty is a disguised Vanguard, like a she's disguised as a Vanguard centric deck, but she enables the multi-attack from herself in the drive checks. It's not like the rear guards. Sorry. I mean, I guess you're kind of right. Yeah, my bad. Yeah, Felty kind of is. It's just weird because you're multi-attack with your rear guards, but also she's enabling that. Want Felty named? Yeah, true. But that's just a, you know, that's just a balance thing. Yeah, see, even someone says Zorga is your attack outside of one turn and it isn't particularly hindered due to it. He should be hindered by it since he's an extreme case of only having 3 attacks outside of a divine skill, but 2 of them be a crit while getting full boards from nothing. KRYSRAIN can get a full board from nothing too. Like, the Rylite does that. Also, if you play Strega your deck, you get a full board from that. We just got an order that calls cards from that too. I don't know if Zorga gets a board from nothing. Like, I haven't seen or played Zorga in a while. I don't know if you get stuff from nothing. Zorga Plus is more and easier. Well, yeah, that's because you have to play the order stuff while balancing triggers PG's hand. True, Zorga's is a lot easier, but like that's just the ease of use, and it's probably more consistent than KRYSRAIN. But does Zorga's new line like call cards early? Because if not, that's what KRYSRAIN has. I mean, you can call cards early to allow your divine skill to to allow your axe skill to be more consistent in some way. By using 1 card in hand. But yeah, I mean, yeah, I guess so. Next we got Swagnolia. KRYSRAIN isn't bad. It's just the other 5 lines in the same set are just better by comparison. I mean, yeah, I keep thinking every day, I'm like, wow, people say Welsh's better. I'm like, is KRYSRAIN really the worst one? We got Vedro Astra. To be honest, I don't think she's bad, but personally, she isn't doing anything new for me. Kyrie Prism and even Maryland do bounce and call thing better. I know she's also full Rigor Circle base, which can be a pain when you face control. Also, I do like KRYSRAIN's design. Her Faded 1 title, Mikoto, her user, and her lore. Her playstyle puts me off, given the amount of lyrical decks I have. True. True. Like, I was like kind of confused with the divine skill at first. Like, another bounce and call, but this one just gives power crit to that unit. So it was a bit different. So I think she's like, overall, I think KRYSRAIN is going to just need better support over time. We're almost done because we got. Okay, we're almost done. Whew. With the comments, we got quote retweets as well. So we ain't done yet. All right, so we got Sukasan. To be fair, it's a pretty mid card for a Vanguard that's meant to be the new face of the clan, and the fact the divine skill makes it from a Saki deck to a 1-turn multi-attack is not enough in the current year of the game. On the other hand, it's a new mermaid Vanguard that looks like an old Bermudian, so in the apartment we're eating good. Fair. Again, to the divine skill issue. We got Leah. Yeah. She really doesn't have an image of what she wants to achieve, and the deck feels extremely all over the place. The divine skill wouldn't be so bad. There's another way of getting an extra attack, so you can save the device skill as a finisher, but no. To be fair, the only reason I'm building her is because Mikoto is my favorite character in the new cast, but I'm just so sad her deck just ended up being the worst one. Again, I do agree that if we got like another attack that isn't from the divine skill itself, Miguel is also my favorite Lisa mood. Yeah, like I was looking for like images and stuff for like thumbnail for the stream. I think like she does have a lot of cute she does have a lot of cute moments in the anime so far. There's nothing. It's sad. Oh, you mean for well, you mean for from the anime? I mean screenshots from the anime. Or you talk about art? Because art, no, I can't find anything. All I see is KRYSRAIN art. Yeah, all I see is KRYSRAIN art. And we have 2 more. We're almost done. I don't. Only your Daystar says 1 bad ride line. I don't think the ride line is bad. 2, despite generating extra energy, her cards use up too much of it, so you never feel like you feel the benefit of it. Why in the world does NS cost combos in Energy Blast? 3, bad support. NS is such a bad card for a triple R compared to Shira's his triple R. 4, her double R booster doesn't get extra 2k like the other Faded One boosters, so no magic numbers. Is it though? Hold on. 28, 13. Oh. It's just 41k? That is true. Yeah, why does she get extra 2k? I think it might have been too powerful, but who knows? Her booster has guard restrict. Yeah, but Blackmire does too. I mean, not Blackmire's booster, but Blackmire's support does like extra stuff when you use his divide skill. 5, none of her dedicated support generate any advantage outside of trade CB to +1. Would you like an order that just pluses you 2 while you call a dog and you call an order, I would call a grade 2 that calls a card? We have Strega in the deck. We don't have that order. Like, how much advantage you want? Like +30 in the turn? If you want that, you can play Prism. Because Prism, you don't lose anything. You just generate advantage the whole game. 6, no CC despite VCV heavy. That's true. Keter buff. Keter does not need a buff. 7, all the bad things I mentioned above is a 3 attack deck. Okay. So most of the stuff we already know. I mean, we'll get more. Plus 45k in the turn. We do. I don't think Innis is a bad card. Like, you +1 to the board. Like, hold on. I might be missing something. Come on. Okay. Cameras, look at the top 5. A different for a rear circle, call it a rear circle. I mean, you can call it PG and bounce if you have Yuika. You just can't call it a Vanguard. Or another card with the same... No, different name from your units on your VC. Yeah. It is a good card, but it's heavily costing the deck that can't afford to abuse her. That's fine. Needs an Asha token. We get a card that just generates another token. That just copies her power crit, yeah. And she's a 20k attacker. No, I think the card is good. Like, yeah, but her cost of CB and energy by 3 is very heavy. I do agree. Also, she's drawn by the best artist in the game. Ah, yeah, Coral's artist. Indeed. And I think we have Mary. Clear they didn't have big enough boobs. 0 out of 10. Not waifu enough. I mean, she's drawn by Hitawa, so. And I think that's all of the comments. The ones I well, at least try to give me an answer. But we got quote retweets. Not mine. Oh yeah, so I think Rubier from Nexus at Night, he made a whole video about him yapping about KRYSRAIN. Absolutely loved it. I watched it. I gave him a like. I'll retweet it later, but if you want to watch that, You should definitely check it out. When I make this into a video, I'll just like link the video. You should definitely watch it. Basically, pretty much from the thread we just been going over, it's pretty much the same points. On just skill needs that are rather to be a device skill. No, she only has one ability, sir. She only has one ability. Yeah, he made it. Okay, so from Heartfelt Song, like many of DZ's cards, I think this girl came in the wrong time period because of the power level. It fits like early D or something. She's less of early D in my opponent, more like Jet Ava era. Most divine skill fits well with current scaling. Yeah, that's just replies. But yeah, yeah, I mean, maybe she just came out at the wrong time, you know, when other decks just plus like for no cost, or you know, Stride decks just, Luard and Shiranui at the time were just really dominant, and now we're just getting better cards down the road. So from Koro's a very good friend of mine. He said, I clown on the deck despite making it shiny as fuck. Deck is not bad by any means. It needs too many things to correct to get it going from turn 1 to turn 2. There isn't much consistent advantage, and the strongest plus it comes on divine skill once a turn, trying to explode the opponent. But 8% of the current meta does this but better. Within the nations, other decks can do this better. Very good card design, but very fair design as well. Nothing too insane, but nothing going for either. I can agree. Wait, I missed. Oh, wait, they're all brand new anime decks. True. They all will get more support. Yeah, I think like over time, KRYSRAIN will get more and more support, and also when Lyrical Set 5 drops, I think that's where she's gonna get the, you know, the cards that might, you know, make it better. Even if it's indirect support, I think it will make her a lot better. KRYSRAIN needs a skill like a Persona discard herself to bounce a rear for a PG. Maybe. Then when does set 5 hit? Is it set 5 like in July or something? Yeah, July. Yeah, I guess you're right. But I agree, Koro. I agree. Dizzy says KRYSRAIN isn't bad. That's just an there's just an oversaturation of lyrical vanguards. I mean, to be fair, at this point, I think lyrical has more like actual boss cards than Bermuda Triangle. I'm like, we have so many lyrical bosses is larger than Bermuda Triangle's bosses. So I do agree with that. But again, oh no, they answered the question. They don't think she's bad. Jeremy says she's serving. I'll be playing 4th attack being locked to only the divine skill at this feels weaker than the other decks based on the support we have so far. I'm seeing for those decks. Also, it's very obvious your opponent you're going to be using divine skill. Yep, divine skill issue. I think we're getting so many lyrical bosses because they have the most design space. 24 bosses? Probably 24, yeah. Because all the other nations, we have solid identity. I mean, yeah, we had like, what, 4 sets before we became in the main set? 24 as of, oh, got you. It's lyrical set 5. I don't know. Like, we have so many bosses, but like, what was the last time, like, Clarissa got a support card, you know? Like, it's been so long. We have 80% Shadow vs. Ida said, in my opinion, she's min. No natural multi-attack by herself while a divine skill. It would have been fine if she got some kind of guard restriction. She relies on good regards to be good. I mean, unless you're like Shiranui or unless you're like unless you're a Stride deck set or a Vanguard Resaner. I think most decks rely on the rear guards, so I don't think that's like a point to be made. But when they ever want to make a weird new effect, it does go to Foundations, goes to Lyrical. True, we're kind of like the testing nation for that, which that'll always be the case. Oh, we're done with the quote retweets. Yeah, I pretty much enjoy reading all these. Oh, I need to go to bed. Oh, you still up, Amagi? You could have went to sleep, brother. But thanks for listening, though. I really appreciate it. You take care now. But you can post in a recruitment server. It doesn't really matter. Serenity. I think that's all I really wanted to do. I wanted to review this because I think it was just so funny of just, you know, people sharing their opinions. I'm like, huh, I'm just reading these. I'm just looking. I'm like, wow. It's the only server you're on and I'm in. Huh? Like, we do have a lyrical, like an actual lyrical server that people talk in frequently. Bros, if you're in the chat, you can send Serenity the link. To like, because I'm usually more active in the other server. That server is for when we do tournaments, like lyrical only tournaments. So, or just DFs and Trinities. Yeah, but we have like another lyrical server in a girls Vanguard server. Really, I didn't know that. But yeah, so TLDR, everyone said divine skill issue, too much CB, not enough energy blast, and what else? Oh, inconsistent. So truly, like, I think I see more divine skill issue from this whole thread than anything else. Like, oh, 3-attack deck divine skill issue. 3-tech deck is a divine skill issue. I mean, that's pretty much all I really wanted to go over for the thread. This will just be part 1. Is KRYSRAIN truly mid or bad, or is it just a skill issue? But it seems like it's a divine skill issue at this point.